seem to be gathering. Of course, it is a countdown to receiving Manish Sisodia, and police, of course, doing the bandobast and barricading. We try and see what else is happening here. Time. Okay, Manish Sisodia is out. That's the information that we have at this point. Manish Sisodia is out of Tihar Jail. 18 months since he was arrested in the Delhi liquor scam case. He is now finally out. He's out just as after a very, very strong judgment by the Supreme Court that spoke about the right to speedy trial. Of course, it was in the context of Manish Sisodia, but lots being said otherwise as well. The Delhi liquor scam literally shrouding the Aam Aadmi Party and several of its leaders. For now, Manish Sisodia walks out of Tihar Jail on bail 18 months after he was arrested. That's Manish Sisodia waving at people, waving at his supporters. He's shortly going, and you have Atishi who's with him, if I'm correct. That's Atishi. That's Minister Atishi with Manish Sisodia. They're right outside Tihar Jail, where they have been welcomed by the supporters, by the Aam Aadmi Party supporters who have, of course, gathered out in the rain. Remember, earlier in the day, the Supreme Court made it very clear, made some very, very strong statements. While granting bail, it said Manish Sisodia has been deprived of his right to speedy trial. And that speedy trial is a sacrosanct right. Apologies for these grainy visuals on your screen, but that's the visual that we have. It's also raining in the national capital. Umbrellas are out, and so is Manish Sisodia also out. Support for him outside Tihar Jail. There's been a string of leaders who have been outside Tihar Jail to welcome Manish Sisodia. Of course, a huge, momentous occasion for the Aam Aadmi Party. The BJP, of course, saying that this has nothing to do with them. This is part of the process. And that's Manish Sisodia addressing. Let's try and listen in. Do we have the audio for Manish Sisodia? Okay, we don't seem to have the audio for Manish Sisodia. We'll try and get you the details of what he has really spoken. But that's Manish Sisodia, his first address as he walks out of Tihar Jail. Remember, there were similar scenes even as other Aam Aadmi Party ministers and leaders did walk out of jail. His first address, we'll try and get you details of what he has spoken as soon as we can. Okay. All right, Nikhil. So Manish Sisodia is out of jail right now. He is addressing people. We're trying to get details of what is he really saying. But nonetheless, the fact that he's walked out of jail and chosen to address his supporters who have gathered right outside jail itself is something that we have seen earlier as well as the Aam Aadmi Party leaders walked out of jail.
Well, clearly, Sneha, and this is the big reason of joy for the entire Aam Aadmi Party and the backdrop which they were dealing with since last couple of months. And now, for the very first time after being granted bail by the Supreme Court, by the Apex Court, Manish Sisodia, who is the former Deputy Chief Minister for the NCT Delhi, he has arrived upon being released on bail from the Tihar Jail. So the first visuals are already out, and as we speak, what we have been given to understand is that he is currently addressing all the workers, all the volunteers who have gathered to welcome him right outside the Tihar Jail. And also as we speak, and this is something which we have been telling you earlier as well, that it is raining heavily right outside the Tihar Jail. There is traffic congestion as well. There are the traffic network congestion equally can be experienced here. So a lot of commotion can be experienced right outside the Tihar Jail. But yes, Manish Sisodia, and this is for the very first time that he is walking out on bail. Remember, he has been out previously as well, just for a few days on the backdrop of the medical condition. And for once, he was out to meet his ailing wife on the orders by the court. But this is for the very first time when he has walked out freely. But clearly, this is not the acquittal, as you have already mentioned a while back. This is the bail which has been granted by the Supreme Court. But this is a big sense of relief which can be experienced by the workers of the Aam Aadmi Party. Major of the senior leaders, the Sanjay Singh, Arvind Kejriwal, Raghav Chadha, Manish Sisodia, Atishi, and there are a few others as well who are equally facing the heat from some of the other central agency. But this is, amid all this, a big relief, a big sigh of relief for the entire Aam Aadmi Party, especially given the fact that in few months from now, the elections are going to take place. So this makes it equally more special. And also leadership was something which was missing in the National Capital Region. And the things were also reflecting the same, that there is leadership which is missing from the capital city, and also a face equally was being missing from the side of the Aam Aadmi Party as well. So a major boost is something which is going to be experienced in the next couple of days after Manish Sisodia being released from the Tihar Jail. This is something which is the latest from outside the Tihar Jail.
In fact, right, Nikhil, in fact, stay on with us. Let's just very quickly remind to our viewers what this Delhi liquor scam really has been about. It was in 2023 that the LG of Delhi, Mr. Saxena, had written to the CBI demanding for a probe, saying that there has been an illegal quid pro quo. And eventually what did emerge was allegations that the Aam Aadmi Party, particularly Manish Sisodia in his case as a minister, waived off considerable amounts. I think it was around 408 crore rupees that were waived off in the Delhi liquor scam, particularly for a cartel, a liquor cartel in terms of the excise fees, and all of this was quid pro quo. The CBI, as well as the Enforcement Directorate that has also looked into money laundering allegations, they have claimed that eventually there were kickbacks which were received by Aam Aadmi Party and even other parties and other leaders. There's a trail that has been going on about it. And this kickback was received by the Aam Aadmi Party, much of it that was even used during the Goa elections. So those were the allegations that were against Manish Sisodia. Nonetheless, he has been in jail for almost 18 months. And 17 months is what I'm being told right now. So he's been in jail for at least 17 months and he's out now. He was given bail earlier in another case, but he had to stay on because he was arrested both by the CBI as well as a money laundering case by the Enforcement Directorate. But the Supreme Court today making some very, very important points. One about being denied the right to speedy trial. And these are the visuals of Manish Sisodia after addressing the people, after addressing his supporters, quite jubilant, his hands up in the air, smiling. Of course, what appeared to be a very fiery speech, but we'll have to see what really he spoke. At least the body language suggested so. We'll try and get you details of what he really spoke as well. But amid rain, quite a grand reception outside the Tihar Jail as Manish Sisodia is greeted by his party supporters. All right, so that's Manish Sisodia with Sanjay Singh. Remember, it was just a few months ago that Sanjay Singh walked out of jail in an ED case of alleged money laundering, again linked to the Delhi Excise scam. So there you have Manish Sisodia smiling, waving, jubilant, appearing Manish Sisodia along with Sanjay Singh. We had seen Atishi also around at that time. She's right behind Manish Sisodia, smiling Atishi as well. Nonetheless, a big evening for the Aam Aadmi Party before politics takes center stage as well. Time for a very quick